morning and welcome to In the Car with Clint. Today I want to talk to you about your worth. When we first started the partnership, my business partner and I went and did a builder's license, and that was a TAFE course, which is a government education platform here in South Australia. And so for you to get your builder's license, the government required that you do, or they did require this, that you did an accounting module and a legal module. And it's interesting that this is the only point in my, I guess, educational career, schooling. I didn't go to university, so at no point in school did anyone say, this is how much, you know, you'll make per hour in a business and that kind of thing. Now, I don't think it's done enough, but that's not the point. Well, it kind of is the point. That's why I do these videos, to try and bring education to people that maybe haven't thought about this yet or that are about to enter into it. So when you first start out in business, you are on your own potentially. You might have a business partner and your costs are low and you've got a van or a ute and you go out and do your thing, or you might run an IT company and you've just got your laptop and you're sitting at home doing your thing. And you at some point have to work out what your hourly rate is, because you're generally charging time for money unless you're an inventory-based business like us. At that point, we were a landscape, well, that's not fair. We were a company that attempted to do landscaping. And so this course said to us, how much do you charge per hour? And we're like, oh, we charge this. And they're like, why? And we're like, that's just the market rate. That's what we think we can get. And the lecturer goes, well, let's reverse engineer that and have a look at what it actually costs you to operate the business. So you work how many hours a day? And we're like, oh, 8. And they're like, yeah, but how many hours a day are you actually getting paid? And you know, we're like, oh, I guess, I don't know, 6 or 5. You know, we were doing a lot of travel. We'd only just started out, so there's a lot of driving in the car that you're not getting paid for. So then all of a sudden you're doing, say, 5 hours a day at 80 bucks an hour, and you're at $400 a day. And then you're like, okay, cool. And then you've got to buy petrol. Yeah, we do that. Okay, you've got to pay insurance, and you've got to pay reg, and you've got to do this, and you've got to do that. Oh yeah. And then eventually you kind of get to the point where you realize that, you know, for the actual contact hours that you're doing, or the chargeable hours that you're doing, you're only maybe earning $35 an hour or $28 an hour. And then you have to pay tax and all the other things that, your obligations that I may have not included. And it got me thinking, I mean, I was across that anyway, but it got me thinking a lot of people don't process that, and then they never process that, and then, you know, the business grows and grows and grows and grows and grows because of the level of service that they offer, or you know, their pricing's fair and they're still making money. But at some point you get to this point in life where you have a lot of staff, but you're still doing jobs that are equal to that rate, and because you're not conscious of it and you're not thinking about it, you get caught up doing things that you could pay other people to do. And there's a bunch of different reasons for that. I think, you know, for me, I used to, and I have no issues with it anymore, but for a long time, probably if you divided my business ownership into, say, 3/3, the first third I had to do everything regardless because that's all I could afford. The second third, I was in a position where I should have started delegating more to people that I could pay to do jobs that weren't as necessary for me to do. And then now, if I'm in the last third, I'm a lot more comfortable with delegating to people and not doing those tasks that I thought that were necessary for me to do. But I still find myself getting caught up, you know, doing Facebook ads, or I don't know, spending time with, you know, my customers. I've got a group of customers that I've had on my radar for a long time. And when you got, at some point, and this is for me as much as it is for you, you need to sit down and go, where, you know, if I've got 55 or 60 or 70 or 30 hours of available time per week that I'm working on my business, where are the highest value, where's the most impact I can make? What are the things that I cannot delegate and that I have to spend time on? And so things that I look at are acquisitions, management, training, development and recruitment, you know, ideas, you know, big changes, new products that we might be able to get in, and I may or may not then implement them, but these are the things I'm thinking about. I'm trying to draw a map of where the business is going in real time, parallel to the people that are operating the business with me, to make sure that we get to where we're going plus more. And so it won't hurt you to potentially sit down and work out what the business profits per. This is all driven by the desire to grow, right? If you don't have a growth desire and you're looking to just bank money and then sell it soon, then this might not be for you. But if you're looking for fast and strong growth as the leader or the director or the owner, or even in the management roles, in any position, to be honest, you need to look at where your time's being spent and work out how much money does the business generate from my behavior. And as the owner, ultimately, all you can do is look at your wage and the business's profit and go, well, if you divide all that out by my contact hours per week or month or year, then the business generates, you know, like for me, it might be, I don't know, like say it's $1,000 an hour, right? Now, if we're making $1,000 an hour of my time, any task that I can pay someone less than $1,000 an hour to do, it would make sense to pay them to do it, right? Provided you don't run out of money. So this is what I'm thinking about now. And this is something that I'm not doing well, but I'm looking at it and going, well, I'm still spending a lot of time on my Facebook ads. I've had a lot of issues with professional services, well, I guess marketing in the Facebook and digital media space, where I've had people that have promised the world and not been able to deliver, and I've kept taking the Facebook ads back because I'm finding that the return on investment is the same if I do it or if they do it. But you know, the management fee of them doing it might only be $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, or I think back then it was $500 a month, and I know you get what you pay for. But I need to hand that off now because I'm looking at going over to Melbourne next week to look at the potential of buying new stores, and I'm going to need to be recruiting management, and I'm going to be needing to train staff, and I'm going to need to be negotiating with suppliers. And if I'm sitting down for 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 hours a week, and that can be, you know, roughly what I'll spend, and that's to do an average job on Facebook ads, then I can't spend time on that. And so I encourage you, if you're a business owner looking to scale, start thinking about where you're spending your time and how much money you're worth per hour, and see if there's somewhere else that you could maybe go to delegate that work to. And you might even have that person inside your business, and you might even have someone that's screaming for you to let go of what you're doing and pass it on to them, and they know more than you know that you need to let go of it. So have that conversation with those people, and you know, have an all hands meeting and go, look guys, this business needs to grow. If you guys all want opportunity, I care about it as much as you do. What am I missing? Am I doing shit I shouldn't be doing? And if you give your staff and your team some air cover to be able to have a really honest conversation with you about where you are as a leader and the gaps that you might have, and even the education that you might be able to get, or the delegation that you might be able to do, you are going to move forward so fast, it will blow your mind. And then it's all about just managing growth. And guess what? You're now mentally free to manage growth because everyone else is doing all the other stuff. So you can think about recruitment, you can think about cash flow and finance and what vehicles you're going to need to buy and IT upgrades, because you've got clear air, because you're not sitting there doing tasks that you should be paying other people to do. So that is it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Am I wrong? Maybe. This is just one man's opinion. If I am helping you in any way and you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and follow these lessons. You know, this is something that I do to try and help others from my learnings, and I think sometimes it just helps me kind of move forward as well. And it's going to be something beautiful to look back on in 20 years or 2 days, once we do hit that $100 million target and go, this is how we did it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to In the Car with Clint today. Be kind to each other, be kind to yourself. I'll talk to you tomorrow.